So what if I told you that the phrase, the art of living, actually points to two completely different paths to a happier life? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
On the one hand, you've got this modern, science-backed breathing technique, and it's all about calming your nervous system from the inside out. But then, on the other hand, we have this timeless guide written over 2,000 years ago by a guy who started his life as a slave. Wild, right?
So, the big question is, which one's the real deal? Which approach leads to a happier, more resilient life? Is the secret in our breath, or is it all in our heads? All right, let's dive in and find out, and we're going to start with the body.
All right, first up, the path of the breath. We're talking about a practice called Sudarshan Kriya Yoga, or as most people call it, SKY. Now you hear yoga, and you probably think ancient, right? Well, here's the twist. SKY is actually a pretty modern creation. Think of it like this. It's a carefully engineered sequence of breathing patterns, and it's got one single powerful goal, to just systematically relieve stress and give your well-being a major boost.
And get this is not some niche little thing. We're talking massive scale here. The nonprofit behind it, the Art of Living Foundation, has taught this technique to over 6 million people, all over the world. That's a lot of deep breaths.
Okay, so what makes SKY so powerful is its structure. It's not just, breathe in, breathe out. It's a whole journey, really, through 4 different phases. You start slow and calm, then you ramp it up with this rapid, energizing breath, then there's some Om chanting, and it all builds up to the main event, the Sudarshan Kriya itself, which is this rhythmic cycle that kind of brings everything together. But how does this actually work? Like, what's the science? How can just breathing change your mind so much? Well, research, even from places like the National Institutes of Health, points to one key player, the vagus nerve. The easiest way to think about it is like a superhighway connecting your brain to the rest of your body. And by doing these specific breathing rhythms, you're basically hacking into that system. You're sending a direct message up that highway telling your brain, hey, chill out. And that helps regulate everything from your heart rate to how you feel.
And the results of stimulating that nerve? They're kind of stunning. We're talking studies that show a huge impact on so many things. It can reduce symptoms of PTSD and anxiety, help you sleep way better, and it can even boost your immune system. It literally increases your body's natural killer cells, which are basically the frontline soldiers in your body's fight against getting sick. Pretty cool, right?
So here's the bottom line on this path. It's incredible, really. By consciously controlling something as simple as your breath, you can directly tap into your body's super complex chemistry. You can literally breathe your way to a calmer state by telling your body to ease up on producing cortisol, the main stress hormone.
Okay, let's totally shift gears now. We've talked about the body, now let's talk about the mind. We're jumping from modern science all the way back to ancient wisdom to explore our second art of living. And our guide for this path is the Stoic philosopher Epictetus.
And what's fascinating is that his teachings were collected by one of his students into a book that's also called The Art of Living. But this one offers a completely different toolkit, a powerful one, for finding that exact same inner peace. And you really have to hear this guy's backstory because it's just incredible. Epictetus was born a slave. He went through things we can barely imagine, but he eventually gained his freedom and became one of the most respected thinkers of his era. And you can see how that experience shaped everything he taught. It forged his core belief that real freedom, true freedom, has absolutely nothing to do with what's happening around you. It's something you build it inside you.
His entire philosophy, everything he taught, really hangs on one simple, powerful, and super practical idea. He called it the dichotomy of control, and it's this fundamental rule you see right here.
So here's the breakdown. Epictetus basically said that almost all of our unhappiness comes from one big mistake. We waste our energy trying to control things we simply can't. What other people think of us, our reputation, even our health to some extent. He said, stop that. Instead, pour every ounce of your energy into the one small circle of things you can control, your own opinions, your own desires, and your own actions. That's it. That's the game.
See, for Epictetus, the goal isn't to change the world to make yourself happy. And happiness isn't about getting everything you want. No, it's about a total mental flip. It's about learning to want what you already have and mastering your inner response to, whatever life decides to throw at you.
So that brings us back to where we started. We've got these two really powerful frameworks, and they're both called the art of living. You've got one that works from the body up, using your breath to change your mind, and you've got another that works from the mind down, using your thoughts to master your inner world. So naturally, you gotta ask, are these two paths at odds? Is it an either-or thing? Do you have to pick a side? Team breath versus team mind?
No, not at all. The way to think about it is that they're just two sides of the same coin. Sky is what you might call a bottom-up approach. You use your body, your physiology to calm your mind. Stoicism is a top-down approach. You use your mind, your psychology, to find that same calm. But look, they're both aiming for the exact same thing, a life with more resilience and better control over your emotions.
So, what does all this mean for us right now, just trying to get through the day in this crazy, stressful world?
Well, maybe the true art of living isn't about picking one path over the other. Maybe it's about building a toolkit. It's about knowing you have these powerful, proven tools at your disposal, some for your body, some for your mind, that you can use any time to find that inner peace that we're all looking for.
And that really leaves us with one last, very practical question for you to think about. The next time you feel overwhelmed, the next time stress hits,